Hello everyone, my name is Mark Richards. Thank you for joining us here in this presentation about the My Ashleah Foundation. My Ashleah Foundation was birthed back in October of 2009 when our daughter Ashley was killed by a drunk driver. And our objective here today is to connect people. Ashley was the type of beautiful person that just connected people, and that's what our foundation is about connecting people. And as we go through this presentation, we're going to show you the different things that the foundation is doing and what we've been doing as well, and what partnership looks like with our foundation. And so you'll see in this first slide here a picture of Ashley. She was so beautiful, and you know, it was a very, very hard time, trying time during that time that we lost her. And you know, we want to invite you guys to the website as well, myashleah.org. And you can go and see more about her story and about everything about her and just everything that we're doing. But, you know, the day that we buried Ashley, I made her a promise. I made her a promise that she wouldn't just be another number. There's so many people that are killed out there daily, 28 lives a day that's killed by a drunk driver. And I just made that promise to her, not really realizing the impact that promise would make on me till to this day. And so, you know, as I made her that promise, I leaned over, I kissed her, and I closed the casket. And since that moment, there's been a driving force behind me personally to fulfill that promise, as well as reach people with a hope, a message of hope. And that's what our foundation is about. It's about a message of hope. The second slide here, you know, like I said, the foundation was birthed back in 2009, and you know, this picture here is very special to me. This picture was taken 3 weeks before Ashley passed away, and I go back to this time because I specifically remember pretty much everything about that day. One of the things that you'll see on here, you can see Cassandra, our oldest daughter. She's down on the right-hand corner there. Her husband Micah, and then little Demry, which is now 16, going to be 17, sitting on Lorraine's lap there. Then of course Dakota between Ashley and I. In this picture, I was holding Ashley's hand, and she reached over and grabbed it before we took that picture. And right before we took that picture, she looked over at me and gave me a smile, kind of like maybe the last picture that we had taken together. And this was one of the other things I remember about this day is that you'll see that Cassandra is pregnant with our grandson Colin, aka Bubba, which is now 14 years old. One of the things I remember about that day is we were all standing there waiting to get the pictures taken with the photographer, and Ashley runs over and says, "Here, take a picture of me. I want to be the first one that holds my nephew Colin." And she reaches down, picks Cassandra up, and she's older. And of course, we have a picture of that as well that we saved. And so that was one of those moments that we cherish forever. So this third slide here is about Ashley. Ashley was a 4-time state champion in volleyball and basketball, and she was actually on a full ride volleyball scholarship to Wayland whenever she was killed. One of the things that Ashley loved was dance. She loved to dance. She loved people, and she loved connecting people. And one of the that picture of her in the upper left-hand corner was a picture that she took of herself when she was at the National Finals Rodeo with a friend of hers, Matt Austin, which Matt Austin was the world champion bull rider back in the early 2000s, I believe. But anyway, so her life was just full of so much joy and fun. She lived every moment like it was her last, and she just loved everything about her life. One of the comments that she made prior to her passing. About 2 weeks before, we were headed down to Portales to see family, and she said, looked up to the front. She says, you know what? We are so blessed that we get to see so much family, and this is what life is all about, and something along those lines. And she just had this joy about herself whenever she knew she was going to be around family, friends, and just being kind of the light of everything around her. And she just was amazing. And so yeah, just Ashley was amazing. This next slide is very tough. So back on October 11th, actually October 10th, Ashley called. She was supposed to meet Lorraine and I at the in Lubbock because we were going to see a movie together. Because I'd been gone on business over in Canada the week before, and so she was a family person, man. She loved to just be around family, and so whenever she said that, she told us, she says, "Mom, Dad, Erica came in and said that they need a designated driver to take her and some other girls to Lubbock to celebrate one of his birthday party." And and Ashley had told us, months before that she was really concerned about people driving that road late at night, or friends, and because she knew that people would go down there and drink in Lubbock, and she didn't do that. She didn't go at places like that, and her whole life was surrounded around family and friends there at our home, safely at our home. Our rule always had been with our kids that nothing good happens after midnight. And so she already knew that, but when she called us and says, Erica came in and wants me to be the designated driver and drive the girls to Lubbock and back because they're going to go celebrate that birthday party. And when she called and told us that, we told her, like, we really don't want you to go, but this is the exact words that she told me. She says, "Dad, I just feel like I need to get them home safe." And my response to that still rings in my spirit today, that when I told her, "Well, I trust you," because I did trust her. And I know without a doubt that she was making the right decisions and doing the right things, checking in with us constantly, letting us know that she was okay. Well, right before she was leaving Lubbock to come home, she texts Lorraine and tells her that they're leaving, that they're going to stop by Whataburger and grab something to drink and head home. And that was the last text that we got from Ashley. She was headed down Highway 27, coming back from Lubbock to our home in Plainview, and 16.2 miles away from our home, the drunk driver, 48-year-old drunk driver, his name is Jimmy Barnhill, crossed the median and hit Ashley head on, going 75 miles an hour. Well, Ashley turned the vehicle at the last second. Her last words that the girls told us that she said in the vehicle was, "Is that car in my lane?" So Ashley turned the vehicle, taking over 90% of the impact, and all four of those other girls in that vehicle went home safe that night, except for Ashley. So whenever the reenactment team come and told us that, we knew that there was something special about Ashley, to know that there was this, that she, only way I can put it is that I really felt that she was the sacrifice for those girls to go home. And through our faith, we realize now that was the plan. And we trust God in that. And so we have forgiven Jimmy Barnhill. Matter of fact, we are working on some things to do some things for him. He's actually still in prison. He asked for leniency for the judge. The judge gave leniency. He was released 4 years after he was incarcerated, and repeated it again shortly after that, and now is back in prison and won't get out again at least until 2028. So this night was very hard. I can remember standing over Ashley. You'll see right there on the right-hand side there. Whenever we got there, we pulled in, and I was talking to Ashley. One of the girls that was with her, was in front of her, actually was holding the phone to her ear, and I was telling Ashley that we were on our way. And I kept asking that little girl. I kept asking the little girl. I says, "Please tell me that my baby's okay." And she said, "No, she just got to come quick." And so we were driving out there, and I asked her to put the phone in Ashley's ear, and I was talking to her. But anyway, when we got there, the deputy running traffic control went to our church, and so we knew him. And as soon as we drove up there, I asked him. I said, "Is my baby okay?" And he shook his head no. And so, but he let us drive in, and we spent at least 20 minutes, maybe even longer, there next to Ashley. And I can remember standing there and just thinking about, what am I seeing here? How can this be? And Lorraine went around on the other side and crawled into the passenger side. And those cries that I heard from Lorraine, I still hear today. And that whole moment, it's seared into my soul. I don't, it's not a nightmare. It's a memory that I'll have from now on. And after, and as I stood there, hearing all that and seeing Ashley and just kissing her face, and I wanted to get her out of there, but I couldn't. They wouldn't allow me, to do anything other than just be with her. And I'm grateful for that. Very, very grateful. Cassandra and Micah showed up shortly after that, and Micah came over there, and I seen him there, and I looked over and I seen Cassandra sitting in the back seat of the car. So I ran to her because she was pregnant with Bubba. I ran to her, and my heart was just breaking for her because Cassandra and Ashley were so close. And I asked her not to go see her because I didn't want Cassandra to go into labor or anything, and I regret that today because I know that would have gave her some closure. But I can remember another memory I have standing at that door. This came to me right there next to her. If you see the lights to the left, at the top left of that windshield, that's where Jimmy Barnhill was at. Where you see the picture on the left side there. And I thought for a minute that I wanted to run over there, but something held me there next to my little girl because of that moment, that special moment that God was gifting us with. And if I would have ran over there, I don't know what would have happened. Right? And so I'm just grateful for that. And so as we stood there, and the sheriff and responders and things come up and ask, hey, we need to clear this, and because it was a busy highway. And I didn't want to leave her. Me and Lorraine, either one, didn't want to leave her. And I was starting to get a little bit upset because I didn't want to leave her. I asked them if I could be there to help get her out of the car. And they said no, that I couldn't. And so I started to get irritated a little bit. And I'll never forget that gentle tap on my shoulder. And I turned around and I looked, and it was my pastor, Pastor Steve Martinez. And seeing him there, he just hugged me and said, it's time to go. And so driving away from there was the hardest thing that I had ever done in my life, and until this day it's the hardest thing, because I felt that I was leaving her, and I should have been bringing her with me. And so all of those things are the driving force behind why we do what we do. And I'm not here to pull on any heartstrings. I'm here we're here, Lorraine and I are here, Cassandra, Micah, we're all here to take that night and what was meant to harm us and destroy us and turn it into something beautiful, to where it can save many lives. And Genesis 50 verse 20 is our life scripture. And that's why we do what we do with the My Ashleah Foundation. So like I said, 28 lives a day are taken because of drinking and driving. And you can see the statistics on the right there, and it's alarming. And just since Ashley's death, over 141,000. It's just so many that can be prevented. And we at first we thought stricter laws was the answer. We going and trying to get stricter laws said, and none of that. ever brought any type of closure or help to our family. And so as God began to walk us through this, we realized what really makes it different is not stricter laws, it's changing the person or person's hearts. And that's what the My Ashleah Foundation is about. It's about changing the heart of people and being there for people and helping them through grief or helping them through addiction, giving them a platform to share their testimony, and partnering with other amazing ministries like Joyce Myers and the Tim Tebow Foundation. And so what the foundation does is we reach out to people and we connect to people. We want to be a voice for those ones that may not feel that they have a voice. And so through all these outreaches, that's what we do. That's our main focus. And we're going to talk about Grief Share, about what we do, and Red Zone, and the Voice of Freedom, and of course Jesus is Enough, which is a powerful media ministry that Cassandra and Micah are overseeing, and then of course our Red Zone outreach, which a lot of you have seen that we do with community connections, and with other churches and things like that, with businesses and so forth. So that's what My Ashleah is about. It's about connecting people. Like I said earlier, Ashleah was about connecting people. I mean, all the different type of friends she had, and all the young people that would be at our house, throughout her whole life, and the ones that she would bring to us, foreign exchange students and so forth. That's what she did, is she connected people. So we are about being about the Father's business, and building this legacy for Him, but also in remembrance of Ashleah. And so you'll see Tim right here. Tim Tebow is an amazing man of God. He's just kind of the other young people that are in our lives just kind of adopted us and adopted him, and so that's what these educational programs are about, and we're going to do more of these. Again, but the only way we can do this is with help from the community and help from others, and that's why we're doing what we're doing now. The Grief Share is something very, 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 very close to Lorraine and I's heart. Well, and Cassandra and Micah's too, because I can't tell you how many calls and how many emails that we've got on people that is grieving. And so our grief care program follows and mirrors the Grief Share program, which we use a lot of their stuff, but we also know that there's other ways of helping people through grief. And so anyone that is dealing with grief, I want you to know, or if you know anyone that's dealing with grief, and that seems like they're what we call stuck in their grief, please reach out to us. We're here to help you. We're here to navigate those things. I just finished the first revision of a book about grief, and it's being edited right now, and we're excited to get that out to people. But we want you to know that the My Ashleah Foundation, our heart is about those that are grieving. We have empathy for those that have lost someone. And so please reach out to us. We're here to help. We use a lot of different tools to help you navigate through grief. Through our grief, we have put together a 3-step process, not a plan, but a process of how people can deal with grief and to be healed from those traumas that you have. And so we're excited to share that with people and to help people, and we already have with that 3-step process. And so please, if you are dealing with grief, just know that we're here for you. This is another thing that our partners help us with. They help us with the community outreach, like you've seen in the slide before, doing things with people like Tim Tebow and Joyce Myers and other people that we're connected with. And of course, Grief Share. And so thank you guys for helping out with that grief care program, the ones that are already connected to us. Thank you for doing that. So the Jesus Enough, man, this is such a cool ministry. This was birthed by Cassandra and Micah. They had the vision behind this. And whenever when they come up with this and brought it to Lorraine and I, We were excited to get it to the board because the board, we wanted the board to see this and how amazing this was and the potential behind this of reaching hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people. And so it's kind of down the lines of I Am Second, but it's much more than that. The producer and director behind this is Oscar Reyes and Ashley Reyes, and they're just such talented folks. We're excited they're a part of our team, and we're so grateful that they are creating an environment that is, creating a system that is able to get testimonies out to the world. And I'm actually sitting in the studio right now where this filming takes place at. And so go to our website if you have a testimony and you want Cass and Micah to look at that and see if you'd be a candidate for Jesus Enough. We would love to hear from you. And again, this is what your partnership helps to fund. And so just know that whatever partnership level you come in, just know that there's a lot that we're doing with it. Okay, the voice of freedom. This is where we safely facilitate and guide people through hearing the right voice. In my addiction, I had an addiction in my book that I'm working on now. I talk about that addiction to a drug that I had, and so it's this lying voice that talks to you through addiction. And if anyone is dealing with addiction and you've been recovered from addiction, you understand that lying voice. Well, there's a voice of freedom that's out there, and we're excited to share that voice of freedom with others. And so our son was one of those that is now in recovery from drug addiction as well. And so we have personal connections to drug addiction and what it means to listen to the voice of freedom. And so that's another thing that your partnership will do, is to help us in the voice of freedom and to get people set free from this drug addiction or any addiction at that matter. It is a system that was created with other professionals involved that help us create a system that can help you get through any type of addiction problems. Like I said earlier, the community impact, the red zone. You can see one of our good friends, Kurt Warner here. Kurt, one of the interesting stories about Kurt, he loves Lorraine's tortillas. Matter of fact, he was very upset that he left them in my pickup whenever he got on the plane and texted me right away and said, hey, I forgot my tortillas. But anyway, great man of God. These are the people that we get to connect to and bring to our City of Champions, our other surrounding communities, for people to actually hear and see other people's stories and to connect to them. Again, this is one of our big events, but there's just so much more than just Red Zone. So we're grateful for the ones with CJ Stroud that come in last year. Matter of fact, Lorraine and I are going to see CJ and his family on the 6th of October this year to see them and to watch him play the Bills. So we're excited about that. So Operation Renewed Hope is Tim Tebow is just passionate about human trafficking and about going and getting these babies that are caught up in this human trafficking. And so we are extremely happy and proud to be a part of what he's doing, and we are just a resource to that. And so your giving, all of your giving that you give in this, any partnership, there is a portion of it that goes to Operation Renewed Hope and another ministry that we're connected to that I'm going to talk about here in just a second. But just know that your funds are reaching around the world, and they're literally reaching in and going and rescuing these babies from this human trafficking that it is serious problem. And we are connected to this. Our hearts are there. We are going to be in the fight with Tim. And if you're a part of us, you're in that fight with us as well. And thank you for everyone that's doing that already. May not even realized what you were a part of until you see this, but I just want to say thank you for everyone that's been a part of this. Be a part of this with us. This is very powerful. And we're going to do more with this as we go into this more. We're working on some things with Tim and his group. And so we're excited about this. Okay, Woman at the Well, Joyce Meyer's ministry. Okay, so Lorraine and I have been a part of this for over 15 years. And we are passionate about providing clean drinking water to those people that do not have it. Just that simple luxury of having clean drinking water, and a lot of sicknesses that come from unsanitized water that these poor kids are drinking and families are drinking. It's a horrible problem. But we have seen over 2,000 wells go in over 40 different countries. It's been phenomenal of what this is doing. And again, your partnership helps provide this need as well. So thank you to all of our people that's doing that already. We're grateful that you're a part of that, and keep doing that. And there's, like I said, a percentage that goes to Operation Renewed Hope with Tim Tebow Foundation, and a portion that goes to Woman at the Well, the fresh drinking water that we're working with Joyce Myers. So this next slide, the Ashley Richards Film Project. So when we were approached with this back in 2015 about doing a story about Ashley, I was already working on a book thing and things like that. I'd been doing some journaling and so forth. But this film project, the first film project that we're hoping to get released and get out there, it's called Her Last Drive. There's a book that's in editing right now that I actually wrote that's titled Her Last Drive. It's the last 24 hours of Ashley's life. It's a powerful book. It was hard to write. I wrote it kind of from a father's eyes as well as from a third person, where it showed the dynamics of Ashley's relationships with the family in her last 24 hours. And anyway, there's been a screenplay that's wrote, a short film that's wrote. It's going to be anywhere from 50 to 60 minutes long. So I guess you could consider it's a short long film. And so we're working on getting all those things put together with different people that we are in connection with in the film industry. And so now our regular partners and our regular donors, no money is taken out of those funds that are for the ministry, for those ministries that I just got through explaining. None of that monies goes to the film project. If you want to be a part of the film project and about what we're doing there, and we're already working with some investors and things on this, we're going to do it from a nonprofit standpoint. We don't want anybody making money off of the film itself. It's going to cost money to make, obviously, but this is going to be a project that we want to get into people's hands, a film that we want to get into people's hands to where it can bless them and speak to them in a way that maybe other avenues wouldn't do. And so, anyway, Her Last Drive is the screenplays wrote. We have the budget together already, and we are out looking for funding for that as we speak right now through the grant process and so forth. The second film that we've been working on for quite a while now, since 2014, when we first come in connection with some folks, is called Sunflower. This is a full feature. Have some neat people that are connected to this. Harold Kronk, which is the director of God's Not Dead. Kevin Sorbo starred in. He's one of our producers, and so we are just now getting that kickback off. And so this is a large budget film. We had funding for it in early 2020, and then COVID hit. We elected to cease what we were doing and hold off on the funding, just because we knew that with COVID, we didn't know how long it was going to last. We feel very positive about that now, and we are going to be out really soon, aggressively looking for funding for this film as well. Okay, so again, this film project is about reaching an audience that maybe we not reach in other ways, and it is to help, not help, but it's another part of us holding our promise to Ashley that she will not be another number. Okay. So on our website, you can see the QR code there. If you want to be a part of the My Ashleah Foundation and be a volunteer, go to our website and click on the volunteer tab and fill out that questionnaire. There's some things that we'll do that we have to do to make sure that the people that we have helping us are vetted. And so there is a vetting process. It's pretty simple, but if you want to volunteer and help us, we want to welcome you to do that. We'd love to have you. So here is the slide where you can get involved. This is our partnership and donations. Each partnership, it's going to come with a different level of commitment to the foundation, and it'll include different things. It's not limited to certain things, but like VIP access, comp tickets to some of our events, and of course, everyone gets some type of a ministry gift. And then, so anyone that wants to be a part in the giving of it, there's all levels there. And so we just welcome you. We ask you to help us to be about our Father's business and to donate at whatever level you feel comfortable doing. Now, if you look over on the left-hand side there, the tier 4 and 5, these are our very selective donors. Partners. These are we can only allow 5 each from that tier 4 and tier 5 because of the special things that we do for those donors with some of the talented folks that we are in contact with, like with dinner, having special dinners and so forth. So if you want to be a part of that tier 4 or 5, reach out to us and let us know that you want to be a platinum or diamond or emerald donor, and we will give you the specifics about what that means to be in that tier. It's a very special elect group. Not that everyone is not special, and because you are. It doesn't matter if you are committed to us in prayer, which is just as important as writing a check for $50,000. So all of our partners, it doesn't matter what level, if it's, like I said, a prayer partner or an emerald partner, and everything in between, you're just as important, and we are so grateful that you are a part of us. All this is a 501c3 tax-deductible donation that you will get. There'll be a tax-exempt status that you get with this, and so it's a very, very neat program. We are having people that are interested in doing these things because of the different things you're doing. So if you are one of those that want to be in that higher level tier, reach out to us, and you can make donations online. You can send a check, but just contact us for more information about that. And again, we just appreciate you so much for being a part of that with us. We can't do this without you. We just can't. And so we've had some amazing people come on board with us to be a part of that. And just so I want to be clear here too, is that all of this is our partnership level, okay? This is what we do in our partnership. Now, we have a full-time grant writer that's hired that is not charging the foundation for like any type of special amount, but what she is doing is she's helping us go out and look for grants, which she's very good at what she does. She's been doing it for a long time. And so this partnership helps us while we're going through that process with grant writing. And as our grant writing gets further into its life, I guess, so to speak, as we get in 2 to 3 years or 4 years from now, then the need for partnerships won't be as much needed as far as being able to operate the foundation. But we are relying right now fully on partnerships to help us do what we do. So again, thank you. We are trying to, like I said, we are aggressively working towards grants. She's already wrote probably over 20 grants already that we're waiting on answers for. So that is in the process as well. So we are in this for the long haul. We want to be about, like I said, really about our Father's business and to do the things that we know that we need to be doing to help people through grief, addiction, all of those. And so thank you for all that you're doing. So here's a neat thing that we're doing in April of 2025. Kevin is coming down. Actually, Sam's coming with him, his wife. And so if you guys have ever seen Hercules back in the day, you've seen Kevin in different movies. He's a neat guy. So we are so grateful that he's coming down. He's coming down to speak at the Country Club on April the 4th at a dinner. So there's dinner tickets that are available. There's partner tables that are available. And please come and join us and come listen to Kevin speak. He's got some really neat stuff he's going to be talking about. and about his plans as far as going forward, and it's going to be a fun time. So if you are interested in coming to the dinner on April the 4th at the Country Club, go to the website, sign up. If you have any questions or you want to be a special partner for this event with Kevin and Sam, then let us know that you want to do that. Now, if you are in that higher tier group, the Diamond or Emerald, you're already going to have special access in this event. So just know that. But if there's any questions about this, go to the website, send us an email, give us a call, and if you want to find out more about the event that we're having on April the 4th with Kevin and his wife Sam Sorbo. Now on the 5th, Kevin's actually going to be playing golf in the tournament for the Lions Club tournament. My Ashleah Foundation and Lions Club has connected for this event, and we love the Lions Club. Some amazing people there, and so they love us, we love them, and we're excited that they're letting us be a part of this. And so if you guys want to be a part of it, like I said, or even if you want to just get in the golf tournament and play in the golf tournament, you can do so by contacting us at the foundation, or you can reach out to our Artesia Country Club and talk to Juan about that. Okay, so yeah, come and check this out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some of the things that we're doing for the rest of 2024, early 2025, we got some things that we're doing with Yucca Blossom. So if you guys go out to any of those on the 21st and 22nd, you'll see us out there. And then November 16th and 17th, we'll be in Ruidoso for the same thing with the Yucca Blossom. Of course, like I said, April 4th and April 5th, the fundraiser. Now, April 6th, I didn't mention this. This is kind of a neat thing. Actually, Kevin and Sam are going to be speaking at our church on April the 6th. And so we're still working out all the details on that, but they're going to be here 3 days with us. And so we're looking forward to that time. So again, any of those that you guys see, reach out to us and we'll be glad to answer any questions. So here's one of the things that I wrote to Ashleah the night she passed away. And I was looking at this little picture that we took of her when she was just a baby. So absolutely beautiful. But it's Dear Ashleah, I know this, that God himself knitted you in mommy's womb. My Ashleah, you, my love, are fearfully and wonderfully made. All of your days were beautiful. Your life was ordained by God. All your days were written in his book. You, sweet baby, have left a mark in Daddy's heart. That's eternal. You close your eyes here with only the thoughts that you know. When you open them, you were in the most beautiful place. You always told me that you would be the first. I love you, sweet girl, Daddy. And so she used to always tell me, Daddy, I'm going to go before any of y'all because I don't want to have to bear, she'd always tell me that. And I never really realized how much, unfortunately that was true. So that's one of the things that I thought would be neat to share with everyone. So anyway, as I close out here, I just want everyone to think about if there's something that sparks your heart here that you think you want to be a partner with us, please do. We'd love to have you. And just, like I said, if we can just help someone that's been through something like this to realize that they're not alone, that they have someone that can walk through this with them, then we've accomplished what we've set out to do with the foundation. So that's our heart. So here's my email and Lorraine's email, and then our office number. You can email us here anytime. When you call this office number, it'll probably be a recording, and just leave a message, and we'll reach back out to you. Okay. But that's all that I have. Thank you again for all our partners that we have already connected to us. Thank you for all the partners that are going to connect with us. And I just encourage you, if there's something here that you would like more information about, just reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer any questions, okay? From my heart, Lorraine's heart, Cassandra and Micah's heart, our whole family's heart, we just want to say that we love you and thank you for being a part of My Ashleah.